Hello. It's been a while since I had done a video like this, so this is pretty impromptu. But today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the song Mountain Man by Liz Cooper. Let's see. Liz Cooper and The Stampede. That's the name. It's a pretty intermediate song, I would say. The style is just finger picking. You'll use for the most part, just like these three fingers. Thumb, index, middle. And let's just get right into it. Okay. So first thing you're going to want to do is change the tuning of your guitar. Let's drop D. So you go D, A, D, and then F sharp, or G flat, but it's F sharp. B, E. Alright, and then next thing you're going to need is a capo. You can play without a capo. If you follow along and don't have a capo, you can fool anyone into thinking that you're playing it right, but it just won't sound on tune if you listen to the song, and it won't sound on tune today if you're playing with us. So, alright. So, first things first is you can get down the picking pattern. I'll just play you what it sounds like, then we'll get into it. So that's the first verse. In order to play that, it's going to be easy to follow along if you're left-handed, but if you're right-handed, this is all going to flip to you. You have your thumb on the low E string, and your middle and your index finger on the third and fourth string down from the top, leaving that space in between for now. And your thumbs are going to go back and forth between the bass E, which is now D. We'll still call it the E string, but yeah, the D note, tuned down string, and the A. So be going. Up here, I'm playing just one note, hammering on the second fret of the A string there. The song itself doesn't require like a lot up here. It's mostly focused down here, so that everyone I'm talking about this, I'll describe the chords, but then I'll try and go a little bit in depth on what I'm doing with my hand as well, or my strumming, my picking hand. So then there's that little fill there. So you're going to go E, and every time after you hit the bass note, you're going to want to do your ring or your index finger first, and then your ring finger. You could literally pause the video right now if you want to practice that. I have been playing guitar for a long time, and I'm not saying I'm the best or anything, far from it, but that took me like 3 hours to pick that up even slightly to where it sounded kind of like the song, maybe more than that, honestly. So yeah, that's a good place to start. But then yeah, feel free to join us after you get that, and we'll go into the next part. That's the next thing we're going to do. Okay? So in order to do that, you're going to go I believe that's 3 times, so we can count that off in a second, but You hammer on, and you're plucking this with your index finger. Hammer on, hit that open string below it. You can always just listen to yourself playing this and sound it out until it sounds right. And then you're going to play the note that you just played again. Pull off. With your thumb, you're going to strum or pick this open A string, and you're going to hammer on that as well. I'll just play it really slowly for you. Sounds kind of wrong when you play that slow, but I assure you, practice it enough, it'll feel right. So the note that I'm ending on is actually the start of another. It sort of rolls into itself. That's why it's so fun to play. If you're a lady and you play this for a guy, he'll faint. If you're a guy and you play this for a lady, she will love you forever. Okay? All right. So, assuming everyone's going to pause here and practice that for a long time, the next part is that was the intro. I called it the verse earlier. Sorry about that. The verse. So you'll notice the intro is sort of weaved into the whole song, which is why after you master that part, you're like halfway there. But the verse, the second and the first are pretty much the same. You'll notice there's like a slight difference, but you'll be able to pick that out and play along with it after you get it down. But for the most part, what you're going to play is this. And this is the difficult part about the song, because you're going to go from a specific strumming pattern that's hard enough to do as it is. And then after you master that, you're going to have to add the fill, and then there's a whole different... This is a completely different strumming pattern. I'm doing something different with my fingers. Maybe you can tell, but you'll be able to tell once you're learning it. It doesn't feel super natural to do this, at least not at first. And then to bounce to that, and then back. There's plenty of trip-ups that can happen there. Just why practice makes perfect, practice will make perfect, or whatever they say. Alright, so what you're doing here is you're going open, open, second fret, open, second fret, open. That's what it looks like. Sorry, just scared my cat. And I'll slow this down for you guys, but what you're doing is you're going 2 strings at the same time, the B string and the A string. And then your thumb will go down a string. So you start hitting those 2 together and you end hitting those 2 together. You go A, D string, the G string, then the B string. Actually, then back to the original string of A. And then you go back to the B string. After that, you, I'm telling you, this is complicated. You go back to this string, in the middle, this would be your G string. And then you end on these two. Play it one time really slowly for you. When I am old, old and gray, two steps closer to my grave.
Excuse me, pay rent.
Gotta pay my rent. This part's a little bit different. So that's what it sounds like. And that's what it looks like as well. So the strumming is the same as down here. You can probably tell. Your fingers are going to be all on the 5th fret. You're going to need 3 fingers on strings. Index finger on the E. And I'm talking relative to the capo, by the way, because this would be the 6th fret if the capo wasn't on. 5th fret on E, 5th fret on G, 5th fret on B string. I feel like I'm already trying to dumb this down as much as possible to make it as easy to learn as possible, but by the way, if anyone wants to learn an easier way to play this song, please let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to make a video for like a way to strum the song that sounds good as well. So yeah, let me know if that's something you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to strum it the same way. Just quickly, I'll go through again. It's going to be these two at the same time. It'll be the low E, the low E and the B. And then everything else is the same. You're noticing that I'm hammering on the 7th fret of this B string, or maybe you're not. That's all I'm doing. That's all that's happening there. Is my pinky is going on the 7th fret. On to me tight. You do this 2 times. Through the misty forest, through the forest, misty mountain, Iron Creek, and you and I don't really know what's that well. I'll hold on to your relevant hands, just me and my mountain. Hold on to your, I'll hold your relevant hands, just me and my mountain. Hold on to your relevant Alright, so the chorus is the same plucking as before. Um, except your finger is going to be middle finger on the low E, ring finger on the A, pinky on the excuse me, D string. Those are all on the 2nd fret, and your index finger is on the 1st fret of the G string. So these two at the same time, you already practiced that. If not, take time to go back in the video and pause when I slow that down and play it. Okay. And then your 3 fingers stay together and slide up to the 7th fret, and you just drop the index finger off altogether. And that's the whole thing. You go back down, repeat that one more time. So again, this song took me 3 days to get to where I'm at now, which you can probably tell is still an unpolished project. So keep working at it, listen to the song. You've got the bare bones, and with some practice, you'll be there within no time. If there's any songs you want to learn, you want me to continue dumbing down and teaching you guys how to play, please let me know in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe, it would help me out a bunch. You guys have a great day, and yeah, namaste.